And welcome to Growing as a Catechist, the webinar. My name is Nick Yancel, and I will be hosting this evening's event. This webinar is made possible by Loyola Press, a nonprofit Jesuit ministry located in Chicago, Illinois. Joe will be drawing from his book, The Catechists Toolbox, How to Thrive as a Religious Education Teacher. So without any further introduction, I would like to turn things over to Mr. Joe Paprocki.
Well, thank you very much, Nick, and welcome to all of you who have gathered together for this webinar, and a happy Easter to all of you. What a wonderful season that we're enjoying. I know that this webinar is going to be a really great opportunity for all of us to pause and reflect on our ministry as catechists over this past year. And as always, I come to you as a fellow catechist. I teach 8th graders at Most Holy Redeemer Parish in beautiful Evergreen Park, Illinois. And in fact, last evening was our closing session. We had a closing mass and then a pizza party with about half the 8th graders came. And so I'm finished and I'm now in evaluation mode. And so I'm glad that you could join me now as we take a closer look at how we can grow as catechists. And for this self-evaluation, we're going to be drawing 7 criteria or 7 teaching tools from my book, The Catechists Toolbox, and applying them to ourselves and our efforts over the past year. Well, for catechists, evaluation is one of the ways that we grow, as this quote on your screen from the General Directory for Catechesis tells us. So to begin our evaluation, and let's get some interaction going here, I would like you to think of one word that sums up your past year as a catechist. And in just a moment or two, we'll turn it over to Nick, and he'll share some of the responses. So one word that captures your experience as a catechist over this past year. Give me a sign.
We have a very participative
Okay, why don't you go ahead and share some, Nick?
All right, Jenny was the winner with the first answer, and she had enlightening. We've also had exhausting, rewarding, serving, whirlwind, that's got to be one of my favorites so far, busy, comprehensive, another enlightening, love.
There you go.
A very good mix of words, Joe.
That's interesting, and it's just a little exercise for you to try to sum it up in one word. And, thank goodness I don't think we saw any expletives there, huh, Nick? That's good. Although maybe some of us thought of it, but we weren't about to write that. But thanks for sharing that. And as we move forward now, we're going to take a closer look at 7 specific areas of our performance as catechists. Now, during this webinar, we're going to be asking you to respond to 7 poll questions. I'm going to describe 7 catechist tools using positive statements. And then for each one, you'll be invited to select from the following choices that you're going to see on your screen right now to rate your own performance. And A stands for like a pro Larry or Louise, meaning that I strongly agree with that statement. B, steady as she goes Stella or Steve or Stella, meaning I agree. And C is just your average Joe or Joanne, meaning that I'm in the middle. D, needs a little work Norbert or Nancy, meaning that you disagree with that positive statement that I read. And E, back to square one Bill or Bonnie, meaning that you strongly disagree with the statements that I gave you. It'll take us just a few seconds to compile your responses, and then Nick will be giving us a summary of what everyone is saying about their performances in these different areas. And then I'm going to try to draw some of my own insights about each of these skills, pulling on my experience of this past year as a catechist and share them with you. By the way, at the end of this webinar, I'll provide information about how you can download a PDF of this self-evaluation so that you can share it with someone else in the days to come.